Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Viticulture World. Viticulture World is the newest expansion for viticulture from Stonemaier Games. This makes it cooperative. It was designed by Mihir Shah, I'm probably butchering these names, I apologize, and Francesco Testini, with art by Andrew Bosley. Plays 1 to 6 players, 14 plus, 75 to 95 minutes. And effectively, in this game, what you're doing is you are going to be playing viticulture, yes, but you're going to have a new board that you're going to be working together on to try to meet some goals. And those goals are every player must get to 25 points, and the influence must reach 10 by the end of year 6. There's a bunch of different continents, or not continents, countries that are represented here. I guess they are continents. So there's Europe, Asia somewhere, Australia, whole bunch, North America, St. Louis, of course, because Jamie's from St. Louis. Whole bunch of new stuff, some hats, which we'll get into, but basically event decks, even a solo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if you count the intro, 8 if you count the solo, which is pretty awesome. So that's what is in this game offers. Let's go to the table, check it out. All right, so here's a game of Viticulture World, almost all the way set up. So to set up, you're going to put the board out in the middle, either on the Tuscany side or the regular side. I have Tuscany. It doesn't add a ton to this, so I'm just playing on the regular side. Then you're going to need the cards from the base game, a player board, the fields from the base game, and player pieces from the base game, and give each player all that stuff. You're going to get the event deck out that you want to play with. I'm playing with the Green Gully first game expansion. You'll need these innovation tiles, the squares and the ovals. You need this little extra worker guy. You'll need the influence marker and the year marker from the base game. And you'll also get this event marker here for certain events. Also in this, it's going to come with some new mamas and papas. And you can see that they are different colored backs. So you can mix these mamas in with the other papas, and you can randomly shuffle them up so you can have, like, 2 mamas, 2 papas, whatever you want. Yeah, that's what you want to do. But I'm just using the new ones so we can just kind of see how they work. So we have Mama Shernat, I'm terrible at the name, Shinaz, and Papa Joaquin. And you're going to get set up. So in this game, you're never going to get more than 5 workers. I already have them set up. You also notice that there's going to be some hats. Each of the workers are going to have 2 yellow hats and 2 blue hats. And then you're going to get the appropriate normal stuff like in viticulture. So I'm going to get $2 lira. And I can either take a cottage, what is that? Yeah, the cottage, or $4. And I'm going to take $4. I don't really care about the cottage that much. And I also get a field, a summer visitor, and a contract. All right, got those cards. And then these cards can go away. Other player will do the same. And they will have Mama Maeve and Papa Mateo. So they'll get 2 fields, summer visitor, and they will get, what is that? Is that a large, a small cellar? Ooh, a medium cellar? Yes, please. So they're gonna, I'm gonna keep these over here so I can reach them. They're gonna take a medium cellar. Right here. That's the cottage. There we go. Medium cellar. Put that there. That's always good. And they're going to get $4. 4 lira. Let's use the appropriate terms. Sorry. All right. And now we're ready to play. So this game's going to feel a lot like viticulture, except that we're playing together. So any card that references opponent is going to actually be people that you're playing with. And in order to win this game, by the end of year 6, you have to have every player at 25 points and the influence marker set on 10. And the influence marker in a 2 or 3 player game starts at 3. So that's that. Now, you can also see there are some different spaces on the board. We'll talk about that when we get to them. And we'll also talk about the hats when that applies, which is going to be coming up very soon. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to flip an event card. It'll have some story. I'm not going to read that. I'll let you, go with all that when you get the game. But basically what these are going to do is they're going to affect the gameplay in some way. Now in this initial scenario, it's basically going to give you extra ways to get stuff to make it easier for you to win. It's kind of walking you through how to play. So that's why I'm playing this. So you can send a worker here to gain 1 oval innovation tile, so these, and gain a point. So whoever goes there gets a point, innovation tile on the board, and we'll talk about all that when we get there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to reveal 4 of these tiles. So we're going to have 2 rectangles and 2 ovals. Third thing we're going to do is we're going to pick a time to wake up just like normal. So we can talk about this as a unit because we're playing as a team, so there's no turn order here. And I think green wants to take this guy, and everybody's fine with that. So they'll go here, take the extra worker. And I think white is going to grab a point. So they'll go there, grab a point. And then going this way, white will be first player. All right, so now you're going to take a turn. Same rules apply, just like in Viticulture. In a 2 or 3 player game, you can only go to the first space. In a more than that, you can go to the other space. But in this one, when you send your grande worker to where someone else is, you can trade with them. You can trade money, green card, purple card, grapes, or wine. Any kind of trading that you want, okay? So that's pretty cool. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Now, you also notice we have 2 hats with yellow, 2 hats with blue. These are untrained workers. You notice the grande does not have a hat and the gray worker does not have a hat. If it has a hat on, the worker can only work in that season. So yellow can only work in summer, blue can only work in winter. So that's a little bit of difference. So in winter is when you train your workers to take the hat off and they can work in either season, which is cool. All right, so let's go ahead and start. Let's look at the cards that white has. They have a field with irrigation, a field with a trellis, and a banker. Let's do that. I think they're going to play the banker because they don't have these fields built yet. And there's a variant that you can play with your cards face up, and I'm going to do that. I just haven't done it, but I would always play with the cards face up. So they're going to go here, and they're going to play the banker. So they'll go up here. They're going to get $5 lira, and each opponent may lose a point to get 3, and I think it'll do that. So green will go back 1. So this player will get 5, and green will get 3. All right, so now we're good. Now it's green's turn. And green, what do they have? What kind of cards do they have? They need a trellis. They have a yellow card, and they have a contract, which we can't talk about yet because we're not in that, so we don't need to worry about that. So I think I'm going to build a trellis. So let's go here. Pay to build 1 structure. And I'm going to pay $2, 2 lira, and that's going to give me my trellis. So now I can grow that field that I have. I can plant it. All right, back to green. Green's going to take their other yellow worker. And I think they're going to come down here because I want to show you this. So we're going to pay 4 to gain 1 innovation tile. That's any of these. You pay 4, so let's do that. And you can take any of the innovation tiles and put them wherever you want. If you take an oval, put it on the oval space. That means any number of players can go there. It's no longer restricted. But the only issue is your worker has to be trained, or it has to be the grande to get the bonus. And if you cover up something that's in red, you have to pay that. And if you cover up points or something, everybody gets to do that. The square ones are going to make a space better. And I think for the 4 coins, they're going to take letter L, and they're going to put it over here to make training workers better, because that is something you want to do. And if you can do it cheaper, that's better. All right, then back to green. Green has this one. I think they're going to go over here. They're going to draw another field. And they have, this one doesn't need anything to plant, so that's good. But I already have a trellis, so that's fine. Then white is actually going to pass. So they'll go pass. When you pass, you go into the middle here. You can take 2 coins, draw a card, or age a grape. They don't have any grapes. So I think they're going to draw a card, and they're going to draw a blue card. All right, then back to me. I still have a yellow worker that I have to use. And I'm going to plant. I'm going to plant a field. I'm going to plant this one that needs a trellis because I paid for the trellis. Let's put it right there. So now I can start working on some red grapes. All right. Then they still pass. So now I'll pass this way. And I'm going to take $2. All right, so done. Now we're to white. Turn order stays the same. White has 2 workers. I think what they're going to do is they're going to train. So they're going to come over here. They're going to pay $2 to train a worker, and I think they'll train one of these yellow summer workers to now be a trained worker. And when you do that, gain 1 point. So white has gained a point. All right. I think what I want to do is, what do I want to do? Let's just harvest the field. I want to harvest the field. I want to get some grapes. So I'll harvest this, and that will give me a 2 red grape. All right, back to white. White has this worker still, and I messed up the fields. Good job. And I think they're going to, let's see, what's this blue card do? Gain 3 and draw a purple, or make up to 3 wine. They don't want to do that yet. So let's, they're just going to go here and draw a purple. Ooh, it needs blush. Yuck. All right, then back to me. I am actually going to do this because I didn't think about this. I'm going to use this space. Any worker can go here. Any color worker, or untrained or trained, can go to this card and this space down here. So I'm going to gain 1 oval tile. I'll take this coin, and I'm actually going to put it over here under this one. And every player gets to draw a card. And I think I'm going to draw a blue, and they're going to draw a green. All right. And then it's back to white. They only have their grande, and I think what they're going to do is they will, they're just going to come down here and take a buck. Okay, and then my grande will come over here. I get a coin because that's the special, and I have a trained worker. And then I get to pay 2 to train a worker. I'll train a blue worker. And then now, because I put my grande where the white player is, I can now trade with them. So what do I want to trade anything with them? Let's give them this grape here, and they're going to give me this one because they don't have anything built and I do. So there we go. All right. Now we both are done. So white would pass because they're done. Then you're going to age your grapes in wine. They don't have any. You're going to discard down to 5. They're only at 4. And you're going to advance year marker when all players have passed. We're going to down to 5, age a grape, and we're all good. So we age this, take all of our workers back. Guess we should have done that part first, but it's fine. So green, 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 green. The generic worker comes back. White, white, white. All right, and we'd also check our residual during that. All right, so that's the end of round 1. Now we go to round 2. Start out the same way. You flip around, train up to 2 workers, and gain $2 for going here. Any tiles that are left here are out of the game. Bring in new ones to make it better. Ooh, harvest all your fields. That's excellent. Purple. And this one, these tiles here with the line, they're basically going to, you can put them on a field and they're going to duplicate the benefit that it's pointing to. So this will give you a coin, which is pretty cool. Then we'll select our time to wake up. Let's just go, green needs some points. So they're going to go here, grab a point. White wants to grab a yellow card. So they take a yellow card. And then green's first, and we're going to keep playing. And we're going to do that until we've gone through 6 rounds. So, and then at the end of the 6 rounds, if all players are up to 25 and this is up to 10, we'll win. Now there's going to be events that are going to manipulate this. You can always go down here. This is a new space. Pay 8 to gain one of these. So there's always ways to maneuver that. It's really easy in this one. That's why I didn't do it. But at the end of the 6th year, also in this bonus scenario, they can give you a free 7th year if you want to try to make it, and you will win probably with the 7th year. But yeah, that's how you're going to play Viticulture World. Let's go up the top. see what you think about it. All right, well, that was Viticulture World. So let's talk about the components here. Not a lot of components, honestly. A couple rule books. The actual rule book here, which is pretty easy to read. Solo, which I haven't tried yet. The board, which is effectively the same on both sides. The only difference is, I'll show you the one that I didn't play on. The Tuscany side is going to add the structures up here, and down here in the corner it's going to say you can get a coin or a structure. Everything else the same. And I've played it on Tuscany almost every time, and I don't think it's necessary. It's hard to build those structures, and it just takes away time that you could be doing other things. So anyway, Tuscany side, non-Tuscany side. There's also these cool little hats that are going to signify which workers can work in the summer, which workers can work in the winter. That's really cool. I didn't even think about doing that, but that's clever. And these cool tiles, the innovation tiles that you're going to have, you cover up the oval spaces, and the innovation tiles that are going to upgrade the action spaces on the board. Pretty cool. And then decks of cards. They're all going to come with some kind of setup instructions here. Maybe put some tiles to the side, all that kind of thing. And then the event cards of the game. I've played through Europe as well. And Europe adds, I didn't show this, but I know some other people have shown it. Europe adds some individual goals where if you can meet these goals, so this one is have 4, income, residual income in the round. And once you do that, you get a point or $3, and you're going to have 2 of them. If you have 2 of them, if you complete both of them, it's going to move the influence forward. So Europe is going to help you move the influence forward. That's the difference in that one. I haven't played a ton of them. I've only played Green Golly in Europe so far, so I can't speak to some of the other ones, but I've looked through some. Some of them are going to put cards on the board, which is really cool. Just kind of change up the way the game plays a little bit. So the two, Green Golly and Europe, are way different from each other. Europe is a medium difficulty, and man, I think it's hard. But yeah, that's the component. So let's talk about the gameplay. If you like viticulture and you like cooperative games, you're going to like this. If you don't like viticulture, you're probably not going to like this because it's still viticulture. You're still going to the board, you're getting grapes, you're turning grapes into wine, you're turning wine into contracts for the customers, you're playing customers to get money and points and all that kind of thing. Still has all that, but this one has the events. It's going to make it a little bit cooler. You can trade using your grande worker with other players when you go to their spot, give them grapes, cards, and all that kind of thing. So it makes it, the cooperative makes it a little bit more interesting, I think, if you think viticulture is too mean or too like of a solo game. This one will definitely cure that, because you're definitely working with your team to try to do the best you can, because everybody has to get the 25. Everybody has to get the influence to 10, and you only have 6 rounds to do it. Years to do it. So yeah, this is good to me. It's probably not something I'm going to bust out and play over regular viticulture, just because I'm not as big of a co-op fan. But I know there are people who love co-ops and love viticulture that this is going to just sing to them. And, you know, I'll gladly play it anytime someone wants to play it, because I still have a whole bunch of continents I haven't even looked at yet. So, yeah, I got to check those out. But yeah, it's good. It's solid. Should be no surprise. It's a Stonemaier game. And I'm glad to have it as part of my collection, even if I don't play it a ton. So I want to give this a BGM Accept the Seal. This is going to get an 8 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 4 out of 5 wrenches on our arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what we're going to do. So that is Viticulture World from Stonemaier Games. I'm Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.